If you're over 40 and think your muscle building days are behind you, I'm about to prove you completely wrong. Most guys believe age is their biggest enemy when it comes to getting jacked. But there's a secret that fitness companies don't want you to know. And it involves a 67-year-old man who completely destroyed my assumptions about aging. Today, we're talking about building serious muscle after 40. The reason most men give up on their physique in their 40s isn't because their bodies can't handle it. It's because they're following advice designed for 20-year-olds. You might think you need to train like a college athlete or eat like a bodybuilder, but the truth is, building muscle after 40 requires a completely different approach that actually works better than what younger guys are doing. I've spent years analyzing the methods that actually work for men over 40, and what I discovered will change everything you think you know about muscle building at this age. But first, let me tell you about Frank, and why he made me question everything I thought I knew about getting older. Stick around because I'm going to reveal the exact training mistake that's keeping 90% of men over 40 from seeing results, no matter how hard they try. Here's what nobody tells you about hitting 40. Your body starts playing by different rules, and if you don't understand these rules, you're going to struggle no matter how hard you try. Starting around age 30, you begin losing muscle mass at a rate of 3 to 8% every decade. This process is called sarcopenia, and it accelerates big time once you cross that 40-year mark. But here's the thing that really gets me fired up. Most fitness advice completely ignores this reality. You'll see these young trainers on social media telling 45-year-old guys to train 6 days a week, lift until failure every set, and follow some crazy restrictive diet. Then when it doesn't work, they blame the guy for not being dedicated enough. Think of your body like a high-performance car that's been driven for 40 years. A 20-year-old's body is like a brand new sports car. You can floor it, slam the brakes, take sharp corners at high speed, and it just keeps going. But your 40-year-old body? It's more like a vintage muscle car. It's got more character, more wisdom, and honestly more potential for power. But you need to treat it with respect, use premium fuel, and follow a proper maintenance schedule. The real problem isn't your age, it's that you're using the wrong blueprint. Your testosterone levels are naturally declining. Your recovery takes longer, your joints need more care, and your life is probably way more stressful than it was in your 20s. You've got work pressure, family responsibilities, maybe kids to take care of, and probably way less sleep than you need. But here's where it gets interesting. All of these changes actually make certain muscle-building strategies work even better for you than they would for younger guys. I'll show you exactly what I mean in just a moment. Let me break down exactly what's happening in your body after 40 and why this is actually good news for building muscle. First, let's talk about testosterone. Yes, it declines about 1% per year after age 30, but strength training has been proven to naturally boost testosterone production. This means that lifting weights becomes even more important for you than it was when you were younger. Now, here's that story I promised you about Frank. I met Frank at my gym 3 years ago. He was 67 years old, had just retired, and honestly looked like any other older guy you'd see at the grocery store. Soft around the middle, rounded shoulders, the works. But Frank had made a decision that would change everything. He approached me one day and said something I'll never forget. I've got maybe 20 good years left on this earth, and I refuse to spend them feeling weak. Frank started training with me 3 times a week. No fancy equipment, no supplements, just basic compound movements and consistency. Now, here's something most people don't realize about muscle loss after 40. A huge part of it happens because people become less active, not because of age alone. Your body follows a simple rule: use it or lose it. When you give your muscles a reason to stick around by challenging them with resistance training, they respond incredibly well, even at 40, 50, or beyond. The key difference is that you need to be smarter about how you train. Your recovery time is longer, which actually means you can get better results with fewer workouts per week. While a 25-year-old might benefit from training every day, you'll actually build more muscle training 3 to 4 times per week with proper rest between sessions. And speaking of being smarter, there's one exercise that I consider absolutely non-negotiable for men over 40. But it's probably not what you think. I'll reveal it when we get to the workout section. Let's talk about the exercises that work best for men over 40. Compound movements are absolutely king. These are exercises that work multiple muscle groups at once, like squats, deadlifts, rows, and presses. Not only are they more time efficient, which is perfect when you're busy with work and family, but they also give you the biggest bang for your buck in terms of muscle growth and strength gains. Here's my moment of vulnerability. I used to be the guy who thought more was always better. In my 30s, I was in the gym 6 days a week, doing split routines with 20+ sets per muscle group. I thought I was being dedicated, but I was actually sabotaging myself. I was constantly tired, getting injured regularly, and my progress had stalled completely. It took a torn rotator cuff at 38 to make me realize that I was training my ego, not my body. During my recovery, I discovered something that changed everything. Less can actually be more, especially after 40. The deadlift is probably the most important exercise you can do after 40. It works your entire posterior chain, your back, glutes, and hamstrings. These are the muscles that keep you standing tall and feeling strong. Plus, deadlifts are functional. Every time you pick something heavy off the ground, you're essentially doing a deadlift. But here's that non-negotiable exercise I mentioned. The Turkish get-up. I know. It's not glamorous, and it won't impress anyone at the gym. But this one movement teaches your body how to coordinate strength, stability, and mobility all at once. It's like a full-body conversation between your muscles, joints, and nervous system. Squats are another game changer, but you don't have to do back squats with a heavy barbell if they hurt your shoulders or back. Goblet squats with a dumbbell or kettlebell can be just as effective and much easier on your joints. For upper body, dumbbell exercises are often your best friend. They allow each side of your body to work independently, which helps prevent muscle imbalances and reduces injury risk. Plus, dumbbells engage more stabilizer muscles, giving you a better overall workout. Now let's dive into the sets and reps that actually work for muscle building after 40. Here's the game changer. You don't need to train to complete failure like many young guys do. Research shows that you can build significant muscle by stopping your sets when you have about 3 to 4 reps left in the tank. But there's one specific rep range that works like magic for men over 40. And it's different from what most people think. I'll break down the exact numbers in our sample workout. Here's the game-changing secret that most fitness experts won't tell you, because it doesn't sell supplements or complicated programs. Building muscle after 40 is actually easier in many ways than building muscle in your 20s if you know what you're doing. Your nervous system is more mature, which means you have better mind-muscle connection. You can feel your muscles working better than younger guys can. Your technique is usually better because you're more patient and focused. You're also more consistent because you understand the value of showing up regularly rather than going all out for a few weeks and then burning out. The biggest advantage you have is wisdom. You know your body better. You can tell the difference between good pain and bad pain. You're less likely to ego lift and hurt yourself. You understand that this is a long-term game, not a quick fix. But here's the real kicker. Your muscle building potential doesn't actually decrease that much with age if you're doing everything right. Studies have shown that men in their 60s and 70s can still build significant muscle mass when they follow proper resistance training programs. Remember that specific stress I mentioned earlier? Here's where it comes into play, and it's going to change how you think about meal timing. Let me give you a practical example of what an effective muscle-building week looks like for a man over 40. This is a 3-day full-body routine that hits all major muscle groups twice per week with adequate recovery time. Monday, full-body workout. 1. Start with a 10-minute warm-up combining light cardio and dynamic stretching. Then move into your main lifts. Goblet squats for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps, focusing on perfect form and full range of motion. Follow with dumbbell chest presses for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps, really feeling the stretch at the bottom and the squeeze at the top. Next, do bent-over dumbbell rows for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Keep your core tight and pull the weights toward your lower ribs, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Finish with overhead dumbbell presses for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps and planks for 3 sets of 30 to 60 seconds. Wednesday, full body workout. 2. After your warm-up, start with deadlifts using either a barbell or dumbbells for 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps. Focus on keeping your chest up and your spine neutral throughout the movement. Move to incline dumbbell presses for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps to target your upper chest. add in lat pull-downs or assisted pull-ups for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps, really focusing on pulling with your back muscles rather than your arms. Do lateral raises with dumbbells for 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps for your shoulders, and finish with body weight squats for 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps as an active recovery movement. Friday, full body workout. 3. This session focuses on slightly different variations to keep your muscles guessing. Try Bulgarian split squats for 3 sets of 10 reps per leg. These are fantastic for building single leg strength and improving balance. Do push-ups for 3 sets to failure, modifying on your knees if needed. Include single-arm dumbbell rows for 3 sets of 10 reps per arm, which helps address any strength imbalances between sides. Add dumbbell bicep curls and tricep extensions for 2 sets each of 12 to 15 reps, and end with side planks for 2 sets of 20 to 30 seconds per side. Here's that magic rep range I promised. 6 to 12 reps for compound movements, 12 to 15 for isolation exercises. This range provides the perfect balance of strength and hypertrophy stimulus while being joint-friendly. But there are some critical mistakes that can sabotage all of this hard work. Mistakes that are especially dangerous for men over 40. Let me tell you about the biggest mistakes I see men over 40 make when trying to build muscle. The first one is trying to train like they did in their 20s. I get it. You want to recapture that feeling of being young and strong. But your body has different needs now, and ignoring that will only lead to injury and frustration. Another huge mistake is not warming up properly. When you were 25, you could probably jump straight into heavy lifting without consequences. At 40, a proper warm-up isn't optional. It's essential for injury prevention and optimal performance. Many guys also make the mistake of doing too much cardio. While some cardio is great for heart health and can help with fat loss, excessive cardio can actually interfere with muscle building, especially if you're not eating enough to support both activities. The biggest mistake? Inconsistency. Young guys can sometimes get away with sporadic training because they recover so quickly. But after 40, consistency becomes even more important. It's better to do 3 solid workouts every week for months than to go crazy for 2 weeks and then take a month off. Now let me tie this all together and show you why your best muscle building years might actually be ahead of you. Building muscle after 40 isn't just possible. It's one of the best things you can do for your health, confidence, and quality of life. You now understand that age-related muscle loss is largely preventable through proper resistance training. You know that compound exercises like squats, deadlifts, and presses should form the foundation of your routine. Hit subscribe if this helped you realize that age is just a number when it comes to building muscle. And if you want me to create a detailed breakdown of Frank's exact transformation program, let me know in the comments below.